Welcome back. My name is John Fedro with mobilehomeinvesting.net. If you're watching this video, then you have some kind of weird interest in mobile home investing and you want to know what's been going on the past few months with mobile homes, with the coronavirus, with things changing. Is now a good time? What's different? What should I do different? What should you do different? Let's talk about all of these updates behind me since the last update video. By the way, it's already August. That's when this video is being recorded, mid-August. This year has been flying by, seriously. I probably don't have to tell you that. These colors behind me, they mean nothing. It means that I need to order more construction paper and then I'm running down to these colors. I have been noticing around the country, firsthand and then secondhand with a lot of people that I'm working with, a number of park managers will candidly tell us that they have back due folks in their park, that the back due people are kind of adding up. People that aren't paying their lot rents are slowly adding up. You know, it was okay, maybe in March and April things got worse, and May things got a little worse, and June and July. And so now there's a stack of people building up, but they're less motivated than they should be. They're less motivated because the eviction process has kind of stopped or is halted or is paused in a number of locations, state by state, and then even location by location. Some states have it where you can file the eviction, but then you won't get a court date until things open back up. So people, homeowners, when they would normally be a little bit more motivated, you know, I haven't paid, I need to sell my home, I'm going to be evicted, they know that they have a little bit more time, which obviously is, you know, a decent thing because of the coronavirus and the extenuating circumstances of everything going on. But that's the first noticeable thing, is that yes, there is sort of a back due amount of people that have not paid. Will these folks catch up by the time that the eviction courts can open up? That'll, you know, time will tell. Park managers, sellers, buyers, owners, mobile home movers, handymen, you have closing, you have your due diligence that you have to do, there's forms. All of these same players, all of these same characters are still involved. There's still park managers, there's still sellers, there's buyers, there's owners. There's things that we want to do differently, but something I want to talk about before we talk about each one of these briefly is just to say that they're still there. Life still moves on. There's still people that want to move homes. There's handymen that want to work. There's buyers that need to buy. There's sellers that definitely want to sell. This next one is definitely going to bring some discussions in the comment section. Wear a mask, wear gloves, be conscious of who you're going to see, whether they're a senior, they have children, they're immune compromised. Wear a mask, wear gloves, you're a professional. Even if they're totally cool with you not wearing a mask or gloves, wear one. You're a professional, that's your company's policy. You can take it off when you get out of the home, of course, but that's something that we're doing different, obviously. When we're showing mobile homes, if you're selling them, if you don't have them on a lockbox and you're actually showing people one at a time, do it one at a time. Don't have everybody come in the house at once. Ideally, have people kind of come through one at a time. Park managers, they have limited hours. That's what we're seeing. On the door, they may have a phone, they may have a sign that says, you know, due to COVID, we're having limited hours, it's by appointment only. They may have a different phone number on the office door on that sign than they do online. That sign may have a number that goes to a separate office, it goes to a cell phone, it goes to a corporate somewhere. Office. So you may want to check on the actual door if the number you're finding online isn't working. By appointment only, like I said, you can call, leave a voice message, possibly leave a note, depending on what the note says, either in the Dropbox area or where the door has a little mail slot. But you want to be cautious about that because it's tough to make, or it's not tough, but you only get to make a first impression once. So if you give a park manager a letter and then you're not even there to sort of explain yourself, or you leave a business card, I usually don't think that's the best course of action. So you be cautious if you leave any material behind for a park manager if they're not there. And then handymen, they're the same. I mean, dealing with handymen, you may want to use a mask. But besides that, yeah, handymen are about the same. Defaults, there are more, there's a slight uptick in rental defaults. If you're renting a mobile home, if you have a park and you have lot rent, you have noticed a slight uptick in people that can't pay. Now, depending on what your lot rent is, you may have noticed a bunch of people can't pay. But in the for what we've been seeing, there has certainly been an uptick of people with rentals that are having trouble paying. They try to pay, some of them can, some of them can't. Some people dodge you, some people don't. But there has been a slight uptick just of rentals. Now, what we do typically on this channel is rent to own. And when you're selling a mobile home on payments, there has been a great deal less compared to rentals. It's been a slight uptick in rentals, and I will say that there is a slight nudge on the rent to owns just because some people have lost their job, but now in August they are getting jobs back. People that want their homes, they want to pay them off, they want to work. Most people want to work, but they want to work, they want to pay you off, they don't want to lose their home. These folks want to pay you off, they want to get you out of the picture, they do their own repairs, they like their home, they want to live there. I mean, granted, bad things happen to good people, so it's important to work with folks, but as far as when we're selling, especially on payments, that has not been an issue with regards to defaults. And then you might be asking yourself, well, John, should I sell via payments? I want to get into mobile home investing, or I'm a little leery on selling on payments for this reason. And that's a good thing to be leery about. You may want to focus on more essential workers. You may want to take a larger move-in fee. And still, we are very, 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 very thorough and complete with a background check. There's no crystal ball telling us investors who to sell to, who's going to be like the perfect person, and there's going to be no issues with that person at all. Like I said, bad things happen to good people. However, we're looking for people that show a track record of paying on time, not dodging their bills, not dodging landlords, not dodging responsibility. So typically people's past will sort of dictate their future. Not always, but we need to do a very, very, very complete background check. Remember, you're selling these mobile homes. You're giving the keys and you're handing over this entire property. I mean, you wouldn't give your car over to someone that you knew nothing about, let alone a complete home. So it's just, I see that a bunch, is just, people that aren't trained better, they'll sort of assume that the folks that they're putting in their home are just as honest and honest as they are. They have some money, they want the home. Why would they lie to me? Tag offices, they have limited hours. Title offices, tag offices, whether it's the Secretary of State's office or the licensing department or the DMV or the BMV or the DOT or some other organization in your state, the HCD, the TDHCA, wherever you transfer titles, that's enough acronyms for now. They may be by appointment only, they may have limited hours, they may do things by mail or by phone or online, but they're still there. There's still people working in all of these offices across the country to help with mobile homes. Titles are still being transferred, ownership still being transferred, due diligence is still being done, taxes are still being collected. So this has changed, but it's still there. Again, all of these characters are still happening. Life sort of, still goes on. Mobile home prices are going up. So I will say act fast, and the opportunity to wholesale is possible in some areas. Home prices are going up. That means cash buyers that would normally want to live closer to the city, they're looking kind of further and further out. They don't want to pay the high prices in the city for a mobile home maybe, so they're looking a little further and further outside of the city. That means that they're willing to pay higher prices, but with cash, so you can go ahead and sell if you want to go ahead and wholesale. You can wholesale mobile homes inside of parks in some areas. You really have to know your numbers. Don't be an investor that talks to a seller and then promises them the world, like hypes them up and gives them whatever price they want. And then, surprise, surprise, you can't really sell it. You can't find a buyer. You can't deliver. Not only does that sort of hurt your reputation a little bit, but that obviously kind of hurts the seller. Like they thought, oh my goodness, I'm getting just what I wanted. I knew I could get $20,000. And lo and behold, you can't sell the home for $20,000. So when you when you move on, now this seller has a delusion in their mind that, okay, they think they can sell their home for $20,000, which you've tried and they couldn't. Now, in some circumstances, if you do get the home under contract for $20,000, you can't sell it for over 20. So you can negotiate with the seller sometimes to go down to $18,000, $16,000 if the seller likes you, if the seller wants to work with you. But again, know your numbers. And act fast. Buying from wholesalers. Here we're talking about you can be a wholesaler. Now, buying from wholesalers, mobile homes, if you're buying them from a wholesaler, they can be profitable, especially if you're willing to sell on payments. But normally on this channel, I promote when you sell on payments to get all of your money back, 100% ROI in 6 to 12 months or less, make 300 cash flow and sell for 5 years minimum payments. Well, you may not get your money back in 12 months or less if you're buying from a wholesaler, because not only do you have to pay the seller their money, you have to give the wholesaler their money as well. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever they increase the price. Now it's going to take you another year to recoup that money before you start making profits. And again, it's just something to know and be aware of what wholesaler you're dealing with. Some are very ethical and honest and they leave a good amount of meat on the bone, and other wholesalers are just trying to jack the prices up and they don't care about you. They don't care about the end buyer. As long as I can get my money, they'll talk me down. And we want to work with wholesalers that, they know their numbers well enough to know that, okay, I'm buying this mobile home with my end buyer in mind. Like, I can still sell this and there's enough profit in the deal for the next person. So you have to really know your numbers, whether you're wholesaling and selling or you're wholesaling and buying the wholesale. And then if you're going to any sort of dealer classes, these change state to state, but in some states there's physical dealer classes. They're not held online. They're a couple times a year and you go to those locations. And these dealer classes may be on hold if you have to meet in a physical location. I hope that this all made sense. This video went a little bit longer than I thought. If you have any follow-up questions or concerns, if you're seeing something different, that you agree with this or you don't agree with this, or you're seeing something different, please comment it below. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me at support@mobilehomeinvesting.net, support@mobilehomeinvesting.net. If you want to work together potentially, you have any mobile home questions, you're into some deals right now and you have those questions, like I said, shoot me an email or you can go to mobilehomeinvesting.net. Thanks so much. Be safe. I'll talk to you soon.